Okay, it's recording.
Okay. So, last time you guys were in places with things, and now you're in Vaskyr because magic.
Thanks, Lara. Thanks, Liz.
You went to stay at the Scabbard. You've got Simon and Eris in tow. And you guys have set up there for the night. As everyone goes off to bed, does anyone want to do anything?
How late is it?
It's pretty late. It's pretty close to midnight.
Yeah. Okay. Winter sleeps.
Alright. Wise.
Oh, that was ominous.
He sleeps.
No, I think I'm just gonna sleep as well.
Okay.
News with the doggo.
Sleep or meditate?
You know what I mean.
I know, I'm just joking.
Everyone always makes that joke, like everyone sleeps or meditates, and it's just like, why do you have to
Yeah.
point me out like that? Like,
I apologize, that was rude of me.
no. How could you be so insensitive about my meditation? Like, fuck.
Oh, I'm such a racist.
Gunther and Lazira just over here like shun the non-half elves.
Jesus.
Shun. Half elves are superior. Everyone knows it. I'm sorry, Faye.
I mean, like if that's what puts you to sleep, I mean, like, I'm not the one who's half like white person. Like, just saying. Just saying.
Basically laying out the
I-
facts.
Bro.
Well, like, we're the superior race. I'm like, girl, like, guys, you like boiled chicken. Like, come on.
Excuse you, I'm boiled goose.
Half white person. Oh my god. You're half white human. Everybody knows that is the worst kind of human.
Yeah.
The worst sub-race of human.
Oh my god, the fucking white humans, am I right? I feel bad for anyone who like gets on like this like whole thing. They're just like, the fuck did I just stumble?
Yeah, well, this video's getting flagged.
Who are these racist fucks?
I love that. Almost
I just
everyone...
like how we're all dissing white people when like literally that like 3 out of like the 5, like no, like I forgot to count Nick, but like like all of us except for one person here is white. So here I am, like fucking white people, man, and here I am, this white
Disclaimer,
girl.
almost
Just...
everybody here is white as fuck.
It's okay for us to say this because we're white.
Of course.
It reminds me of the other day I was with I was with some friends of mine at the university. 2 redhead guys that are talking to each other and referring to each other as ginger, and just as a meme. And then another guy that's in sort of our group was like said the same thing, like ginger, and he's like, whoa, that's our word. You can't call us that. You have to call us ginger. You can't say ginger. Call it with the
Amazing.
It was fucking gold.
Oh my god.
But anyway, as
Go ahead.
everyone sleeps and Faye waits.
What the fuck? Ew.
Like fucking Chuck Norris.
Secretly Chuck Norris.
Yeah, 100% confirmed.
You're
Well,
right.
all it took was one session from Lazira to Faye to go to Chuck Norris.
Yeah, sorry. We don't make the rules. Face Chuck Norris now. Sorry. You have been demoted.
So, morning comes around. Is there anything you guys would like to do today?
What time of the morning is it? It's like early morning, or did we wake up late because we got in late?
Early morning. Like you
Earlier.
guys, yeah, it's like dawn. The thing about Vaskyr is it's fucking cold. So
Sleeping is
that
not an
cold-
option.
Yeah, that cold hits you early, and it's just like, oh boy, I am awake. It is brisk.
Do you guys want to like go to Starbucks or something?
Yeah. Can we like go to IHOP and just like chill for a bit?
Sit under one of the heaters.
We need to go to
Like,
Denny's.
Like order a short stack and just like chill.
We'll end up
This is
at
good.
Denny's somehow.
Skip breakfast with Tuozar, like go out for like pancakes.
Tis the season. Up here, tis always the season.
I was gonna say it's midsummer, or is it like late summer now?
I mean,
It's like
pretty
late
much.
summer, I think. Yeah.
It's late summer now, right?
But for
Nice.
Vaskyr, it's always fucking.
It's always Christmas. Every day's Christmas in Vaskyr.
I remember the time Clovis tried to make that joke.
There's white
God
shit everywhere.
damn. The fuck? The fuck? The
There's
fuck
white
is
shit
the
everywhere.
man?
I love this vine because this is me. I hate snow and I live in Canada. It still fucking snows and it's mid-April!
Right.
Good lord.
Anywho.
Yeah, do you guys want
Yeah.
to like hang out with Tuozar or whatever?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Okay. So, once you're all ready, you head downstairs into the scabbard in Vaskyr, like the main building, the first floor, and Tuozar is sitting at the desk. She's got her feet propped up on top of the desk. She's like leaning back in her chair, and she has what looks like a book like over her face, and she's got her arms folded, and she's just snoring. You can see like drool coming down her chin.
Oh my
She's
god.
gone.
The picture of Grace.
Good morning.
She just-
She's still out.
She's a heavy sleeper, isn't she?
she's
Oh my.
fucking gone. Like she
Wow.
after you guys got set up and went to bed, she must have stayed up for a while, like reading, and she's just
Oh no.
What's the book that she's reading?
Yeah.
Upon inspecting the book, you've seen similar books before. One of them you found in that mansion during the Sea Hag event.
Mhm.
It's one of those kind of books.
Oh.
Yeah.
My headcanon was real about her.
Yep.
Hooray.
She
Yay.
delves into literature. Yeah. So is she reading the book?
Well, sleeping.
Well,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. She's enjoying a book in her own way.
I
Um,
turn to everyone else. I'm like, do we wake her up? Or...
I
I'm
grabbed
not
the book.
Sure. No, why would you do that? She is sleeping peacefully.
Zyra-
Why do you have to be such a dick about everything?
You carefully grab the book to let her sleep in,
No,
or do you
no,
just,
no.
like, snatch that shit
No,
off her
no,
face?
just like grab it.
All right. So you pick up the book, and you lift it off of her face, and she goes, "Put that back. I was reading that."
What?
And she kind of like unfolds her arms, like brings her feet down off the desk, and like reaches out for the book.
I say, okay. So what were the last words you were reading?
There was something about a knight on a horse, and you just
I hand it back to her and say, yeah, that's what I thought.
she snatches
God,
it back
you're
off
such
of
a
you and kind of
butt.
pouts. She carefully puts it on the shelf beside her. You can see, like, as she moves to put it down on the shelf, you can see past her, and she has like a very small collection of like these books. They all seem to be of the same kind of binding, but like different volumes. of the same series.
It's like her Twilight collection.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
100%.
Oh my
She got
God.
them Twilights and them 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh
That's
no.
yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's just like
God damn it,
fantasy.
Tuozar.
Well, I say fantasy in here. It's novel
Fantasy,
world.
that is the normal.
Yeah, just average, smut fiction. So
Oh my god. I guess you could
Yeah.
call that adventure, like adventuring novels, I guess. To us, that's like adventures.
Adventurous
yeah,
novels.
you guys live just like a
Adventurous
wild.
nut.
You guys are like rock stars. You live a wild life of just like traveling the world and having sex with things. Like it's just that's what people think of adventurers. That you have like your own fucking sub-genre of smut.
Oh my God.
It's
What
like
a life you live.
We just
Look at
fuck
the
humans.
things.
And they're
Basically,
weird.
Lazara's life.
Yeah.
It's funny, like it's actually only Lysira. Everyone else is a fucking virgin.
For now.
For now.
This session,
Subject
everybody
to
gets laid.
change.
Hooray.
Or tries to.
Yeah, tries.
Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, Tuozar puts the book away and sits upright and wipes the drool from her chin. Kind of does the whole of like the early morning wake up. Wipes some of the sleep out of her eye and says, "Well, what are you guys doing today?"
Honestly, what are we doing here in Vaskyr? Because I don't think Faye actually was around when you guys actually made that decision to go up there, so she just tagged along. She's like, actually, what are we doing
what
up here?
everyone would know is that we're just like on this like road trip to like go spend some time like at the bathhouse at the monastery.
Yeah.
And we ended up like in Vaskyr first because this time I got that promotion and yeah.
She like, was just like, what?
Lazara just kind of eyes Eris and says, "What was the plan again?" And not says, but mouths it.
Simon knocks up and says, "Breakfast."
Of course.
He's a hungry boy.
Simon is big. Like you've always known that while you guys eat like an average meal, he has +1 average meal per average meal.
Oh my god.
Get that energy to burn to get him by. He's a
He
big
eats
dude.
for 2.
There's like the plates that we all eat from, and then there's the plates for Simone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs it. He's a big guy.
He pulls up to McDonald's, just like, yeah, can I get a small family meal? We'll get 3 Big Macs and a quarter pounder. Turns around like, what do you guys want?
He's the one going, "I want a number 9."
Yeah. But yeah, I could go for breakfast.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That would be lovely.
Well, terrific. And he turns and walks for the door before he stops, turns back around and like looks over all of you to Tuozar and goes, where do we get breakfast?
He was just
Tuozar kind of like
laying
just shakes her head and she reaches down under the desk and she pulls up a what looks like a basket, kind of a woven, stitched sort of cover over the top of it that looks quite similar to the bag that you have, Gunther, but kind of different. Like its design and its etching is off. And she opens it up and reaches in and pulls out a cold bottle of milk, and then another cold bottle of milk, and then she takes out some bread and other things. You can see kind of like cold coming up from inside of there, like it's like a cooler.
She
And
just
she
has
closes
a
it down.
portable fridge that she can wear.
She
That's actually really
pops the
cool.
lid down and locks the latch and puts it back under the counter, and she's like, well, I have breakfast here, but there are also places to eat in town, restaurants and inns and the like. She looks down at like her loaf of bread and her 2 bottles of milk, and she's like, "But this is my breakfast, so."
You sure you don't want to come with us?
Yeah, we could hang out.
Yeah.
She looks down at her meager, still frozen bread and her cold milk, and she's like, "Okay, yeah, sure." And she
she can.
Like I bet she just pulled that out so we could like just pulls the pity card. Like, please invite me. Please invite me. I got this frozen like fucking piece of bread. She like bangs it on the fucking table and it shatters. She's like, "This is my breakfast."
Here is my breakfast ice with my to wash it down with my more ice.
This is my
My frozen cow juice.
Oh my god.
Frozen cow juice. That's terrible.
This is my frozen slab and my chunk of milk.
My chunk of milk. That sounds disgusting.
Gross. So yes, Tuozar accompanies you and takes you to a couple of the places in town. There's some that do more meats and things like that, and there's some that do more of finger food and small things that you can just pick away at a lot of. Which would you go for? The one that does the big haunches of meat, or the little finger food treats?
Well, I'm a vegetarian, so.
I guess Vaskyr aimed by herself.
I don't know, but I want bacon and sausages and
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
I need meat.
I'm sure they
Alright,
would
well-
have
I'm pretty
something
sure
for
Simone-
Lyra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's that there's hunks of meat, but it doesn't mean that they're like, oh man, like fuck, like like vegetarians, no vegetables allowed. Like,
You can
like
order
can
a
only
salad.
come here
They
unless
probably
you are a
have,
carnivore.
Yeah,
Some
they probably have
bread or I
bread.
don't know.
Yeah. But Eris will walk over with Lyra and put her hands on Lyra's shoulders, just like, "Well, we can go and enjoy our healthy food." And,
I feel
Simone
so
just kind of
Did she just like do the whole vegan thing with us? Like,
absolutely, and Simone
Oh
just kind
my
of goes
God.
"Pfft," and walks over toward the place that does the meat with Tuozar.
when a carnivore and a vegan date.
Yeah.
Lazara says, "I don't mind going with you guys if they do have like bread and stuff."
Eris just
It's
kind
just
of
like, well, fuck you
sighs,
too.
defeated, and goes with you.
Your apprenticeship is over. You're fired.
And then Lazara leans in and whispers, "We gotta keep an eye on Die."
Oh my god.
Eris gives you a wink and a thumbs up.
Like, oh, I
So, hey,
She's like, oh, I get it.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so you guys head into this place, and you immediately, as you walk in, you hear the clinking of mugs and eating utensils against plates and that sort of thing. Everyone's sitting there eating their diner breakfast and coffee and that sort of thing. You can see there's a rather big human woman, very curly hair, a couple moles on her face, quite tan skin compared to what you're used to seeing with most of the folks around here. And she's kind of working behind the counter behind the bar and like is making coffee and getting all the food ready. And she's like, "I'll be with you in a moment, dear."
Oh man.
Oh my.
Oh my god.
Yeah. She sounds like she's been smoking for 30 years and she's only 20.
Watering can. Watering
Watering can.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
let's take a seat. Yes.
That's, yep.
Yes, you guys find yourself a little booth. The chairs are fairly comfortable. compared to most just like wooden seats. Like the booth actually has cushioning and padding and stuff, which is not common for a lot of places. Although it is kind of frayed at the edges and torn up a little bit. Like it's seen many ass hours. But you sit upon them and get comfortable enough. And the woman comes around. She's got like her apron on and she's wearing the whole outfit. And comes around, she's like, "Can I take your order?"
Can we have some menus?
She looks to be about 40-ish.
Oh boy.
Give or take. And she sort of dabs her pen against her tongue and like flips open a little notepad and just kind of sits there looking at you guys and says, we got bacon. We got eggs. We got bread. What'll it be?
The variety is astonishing.
It's a fancy
I feel bad
establishment.
because Tuozar came out with us, and all she again just bread.
But hey, on the plus
I
side,
mean, no, they have
and eggs.
bacon and eggs.
Tuozar kind of like leans out around everyone and she gives her a little wave. And the carer kind of gives the woman that's taking your order kind of gives her a nod. And Tuozar says, I'll get the usual for the table. And she kind of goes, not a problem. Coffee for anyone?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Coffee for everyone. And she marks it down on her little pad and turns around and waddles her way back around the counter.
Oh my god.
And off into the kitchen behind it. You guys kind of wait there, kind of Simon's kind of balancing like a knife, like just kind of playing with his utensils and
Is he 5?
kind of
All men are.
just kind of like holding it by the base of it and just like the tip of the knife pointed like down, like sitting upon the top of the table and just kind of twisting it. Like,
Oh my
carefully,
I do that.
as carefully as he can. He doesn't want to do damage. He's just seeing like how he can balance it. And like he kind of slips and drops it and like he clambers to pick it back up and then Eris kind of like takes it from him and puts it beside his plate. You can see like everybody else's like plate is just kind of like sitting there in front of him. Their utensils are sitting there beside the plate in like a slapdash kind of fashion. And Eris has hers very neatly sat in front of her, like organized and perfectly straight.
It's like she just fucking cleaned like her place.
Yeah, like she straightens up Simon's utensils and puts a napkin on his lap.
They're so married.
Simon kind of just like plants his elbow on the desk and sits his chin on his palm and just kind of tapping his cheek, kind of just waiting.
Fine. You never let me have any fun.
Sucker.
Right. So I say to Tuozar, so how have things been up here in Vaskyr?
He says, things have been pretty decent. We had an execution shortly after you guys left. There was this creature that was a lot of people.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah.
They got executed.
That's
Nothing
great.
like a good nothing like a good gallows session. But yeah, things have been okay. It's been cold.
More than usual.
Not really.
Um,
Same old.
I mean, it feels
Yep.
pretty cold to like
Same.
us.
You mean same cold?
Yeah, the same cold. We did have a curious contract come in that nobody's picked up yet.
Hmm.
And
Do tell.
Simon immediately
What
kind of
kind?
like his hand comes off of his chin and he's like, ooh, tell. He's suddenly interested in the conversation.
What kind of
Um,
contract?
Well, there was a a letter from the it's a half elves, humans, and dwarves kind of village to the east. We used to get a lot of our stone and our wood that we used to build Vaskyr from them. Apparently, this was before my time, but yeah, we used to get a lot of that from them, and they had an island off to the east that had like an old logging camp, and there was a quarry there. Was the quarry on a different island? I can't quite remember, but they had some sort of setup going on where they would ship it all across to us, and we built the city out of it. But they sent for help recently because the old logging camp had... They said giants,
Oh.
but
Oh.
yeah, something that kicked them all out of there and took over. I'm not sure where the giants will have come from, but they're there apparently. But the people of Killentor sent this contract out to us a while ago. These letters, we would get these letters quite frequently, just sort of updating us on their situation. But then the letters stopped, and we haven't sent anyone out that way yet. So that's a thing.
No one's taken the... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, no one has taken the contract yet, or?
Not really, no. We have a couple of small teams of 2 or 3 people, but like no one that really wants to go all the way out there to deal with giants and come all the way back for a bit of pay, and also to gather a team of 5 or so to deal with the amount of giants they think are out there.
And
nobody really wants to split the pay that many ways.
Lazira eyes the party and says, guys, want to go kill some giants?
I thought you were in a rush, Lazira.
if the price is good.
I mean, like, how far is Vaskyr from that place? I forgot how to say it. Killentor?
It's
Killentor is...
close.
Yeah, it's about a day's travel east, more or less. Well, morning until afternoon. Half a day's travel, maybe. Because there's not really anything in the way. It's just barren.
Because we're just checking it out and then reporting back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were talking about the giants, right?
Yes, I was asking how far it was, and you guys said half a day?
Yep, from Vaskyr to where Killentor is, it's about half a day.
It's only 13 feet, guys!
We can
Like,
just,
right over
like, one action and you're there.
Just like one step. Like,
Yay!
it's a really big step, but it's one step. That's like actually a giant leap.
I've just realized you guys don't have your mounts, so it would be from morning
Oh,
till probably evening.
Oh, fuck, we left him in Syria.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
gonna have to go back to Syria.
No.
Back
So
there
it would go
again.
until pretty much a whole day, morning till evening.
I was saying after you left, when we paused, that because Lazara can now use like teleportation circles, we should have a much easier time just getting around. So we can probably just come back to this whenever we feel like we're ready to deal with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's giants.
Like, it's not going anywhere, and no one's going out to take the job. So
I'm also going to go ahead and say that Lazira is in a lot less of a rush now that she realizes she can just teleport back to Passage, and it's not going to take like another week of travel to get back.
Yeah. But yeah, that's good to know. That sounds really interesting, and we should look into that when we can.
Tuozar smiles and says, "Well, I'm glad that you guys are willing to help out. It's good to have a good team of people you can rely on. Isn't that right, Simone?" And he just kind of like looks up at her and he's like, "Yeah, it's good that they're willing to throw themselves into danger." And he just sort of looks over at Di.
Diana is just smiling at him.
A big toothy smile.
Yeah.
Full well.
Lazira says, "Oh, I just want to test out my new toy."
I just want to shoot people.
Oh my god.
That sounds dangerous.
I'm sure you'll get plenty of chances.
He's the first person that gets shot in the leg, though.
Oh, wouldn't it be? Oh, it would be so funny if, like, the first shot Lazira makes, one, backfire, gun jam.
Oh no!
That would
Damn.
be comedy gold. All right, so you guys sit there for a couple of minutes before that server lady comes out and pushes across the table this really large plate, and on top of it is a big haunch of beef, like a full leg of beef. And it's been like barbecued and brisketed. It's like ready to just like pull apart, and she gives you a whole heap of these bread buns. There's about 12 of them.
I see why Tuozar and Simone are friends.
Yep. She's like, Coffee, it'll just be a minute there. And then walks around back to the counter.
Bro.
And Tuozar says, well, dig in, and picks up one of the buns and just starts, like, with her fork, sort of pulling away a bunch of the beef and spreading it across the bun, and just gets tucked in.
Lazira just grabs a bun and eats it plain.
Fair enough.
Gunther just picks from the meat, but does it cleanly because that's Gunther.
Oh my god.
He would do it in the cleanest way possible.
Yep, with his plate, using his knife and fork.
Oh my god.
Simone, like, gets a bun and just, like, stuffs it with meat.
Oh my god.
Like, more meat than bun, and tries to awkwardly close it and eat it like that.
Is he the type that, like, you know, like buys several Big Macs, puts them all together, and tries to eat it all in one go?
The Mega Mac, yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like, has to eat it like a fucking corn on the cob because he put
Yeah.
so much fucking meat in it.
Puts a skewer through it and just eats it like that, yeah.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
I mean, look, he has like a big old dragon mouth, so he can eat a lot easier.
Yeah, I can
He's like,
imagine.
guys, do you want to see me eat this Big Mac in one bite?
He can do it.
Easily.
Diana, just like, he'll do it. I've seen him.
I bet you can't eat a
Several
Krabby
times.
Double Deluxe in one bite.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
God, what is my life? So,
Great.
the server woman comes back out with a whole heap of mugs full of coffee, just black coffee, and she puts a single bottle of milk on the table and turns and walks away.
Faye drinks her coffee black.
I'm sure she does. So does Simone.
Rolls into a McDonald's, orders a single black coffee, and leaves.
Yep.
That's just her when she's just sick of everyone's shit.
We have food at home.
Yeah, well, she's halfway between we have food at home and ordering a single black coffee, depending on how you guys are acting around her today.
Depends on the mood.
Yeah, depends on her mood.
If it's extra bad, then it's like 100 chicken nuggets.
Gunther always takes a black coffee and adds his own sugar and milk.
Oh my god. Wait, how? Where does he keep that?
In his car, of course. Don't you have an ice chest in your car? It's like right below the passenger seat. Don't
That's
know
where
what
the
type of cars
seats-
they have over there, but man, you guys are missing out.
Fuck.
So yeah, everyone eats their fill and has their drink. And what would you guys like to do with the rest of your day? It's still morning, late morning, but morning, because you'd sit around for a while, have a good feed, and chat for a bit. cool. So
Yeah, you're real hard about it.
I was thinking.
Nick, you're so impatient. I guess you
I'm
all
just
just
teasing.
die.
I was just teasing.
We all have a heart attack immediately.
After that feast, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
It's like roll constitution.
We all go into a massive food coma.
It's
Yes.
it's cholesterol on the plate.
Can you remind us like what else was in town? It's been a while.
Yeah.
So in Vaskyr, you have all the major guilds. You have merchants working for different guilds and kind of some of them on their own merit. You've got merchants for all your weapons and armor kind of stuff. You got some for the Scabbard has a merchant, if you recall, the silver male dragonborn, Gerbus.
Oh yeah.
There's a merchant for the Star Shadow Order, which is the Garmaros, the tiefling male that Gunther bought his bag from during their big market day. You have the herbalist.
Oh shit.
Merchant.
Mhm.
Yep. And you got Tuozar with you. You got the Arrow Rock Hunters Co. Scarus is their tiefling male merchant that's here. And there's a dwarf, Carol Thunderfist, merchant of the Electrum Trading Company here in town.
Thunderfist, I like that name.
Isn't it cool? Dwarves have sick last names. Great.
That's crazy. Should we like ask Tuozar like
How
about her-
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we just discreetly like, so how has life been since we've been gone?
Like you.
Yeah, like what have you been doing? Like Faye and Dye are
What
like,
have you been doing?
So who's been between your legs?
Jesus.
Smooth.
Is this actually happening?
No.
No.
Okay.
I do
I
want
mean-
to ask how she's been doing and everything,
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
I mean, you can ask if you want to. Lysaira probably would say something like
Oh
that.
yeah. No, I was just gonna like discreetly just be like, so okay. But
If you guys are asking, I was gonna have Lazira be like, okay, I'm gonna need a drink if we're gonna do this.
like,
No,
it's
yeah,
9 a.m.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You should do
Okay.
it.
Okay. Thank you. No, like just like, after a while, Faye just kind of like looks over at Tuozar and just like, so like, like you kind of described what's been going on around Vaskyr and everything, but what have you been doing in the past few weeks that we've been gone?
She says, "Oh, I've been keeping busy with the guild. Business has been, well, booming recently, actually. We've had a lot of contracts going out. A lot of them going to the same person, this big, heavily armored fellow.
Mm.
Yeah, we've seen him before. Do you know anything about him?
I've never really spoken to them in
Them,
depth.
I meant them, but not him. I didn't mean to assume their
Yeah.
gender.
I have no idea who they are either. Like, they've never really talked. They just kind of take a contract off the board, bring it to me, and point at it. And then I'm like, okay.
Oh, big talker. Huh.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've passed that person
What was-
by before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, we
Not-
passed them
yeah.
several times.
not big on the words.
Hmm.
That
When was the
person.
last time they were by?
About a week back, they they went out into the woods kind of recently to the south to deal with a rather nasty pack of wolves and wargs that has been going about and causing trouble for traders and the like.
When do they normally come in for jobs?
When do they normally come in? They're typically gone for maybe a week and then come back and just hand in the contract, get paid, pick another one off the wall, and off they go. They're only
Huh.
ever back for maybe a day or two if they need to gather supplies.
Interesting.
You're hard at
Always
work, I
working.
see.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's
Well-
good. It's keeping me in business.
I
He gives a
mean,
big
yeah.
thumbs up and smiles.
But I mean, like, how are you personally doing? Like, you keep talking about like what's been going on in Vaskyr and like other people, but like, how have you been doing? Is what I'm asking.
I've been pretty good.
Can I roll insight on that?
You sure can.
Awesome. Watch. I'm not gonna say anything.
You said it.
Wow.
So you started the sentence, and it was just like, I see you.
That was a trigger.
God damn it.
let me
God. Why
Nailed it.
can't I never do anything right?
Oh, wait, why did I roll?
It's fine. We can keep the talk going for you.
It's fine.
The
It's never what I like actually need it.
you guys can
Yeah, that's dandy.
you guys can all tell. Actually, no, yeah. Well, there you go. Lacey, you can tell as well.
Okay. No, it's
That's
fine.
bad.
You
Is
don't
it
have
that
to
obvious?
me.
Yeah, no, you rolled a 4, she rolled a 3.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, the numbers don't lie. You can tell that things have been going like personally, business-wise, all that kind of stuff quite well for her. But there is something kind of on her mind, and you get the sense that it is like this relationship-y kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm
Kinda.
just gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's kind of just got her
Yeah, just
thinking.
yeah. It seems like something's on your mind. I mean, you don't have to talk about it now, but I'm assuming it has to be about something, because yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been thinking about some stuff, and
What kind of stuff?
future planning kind of stuff. And
Like
Simon
kind of
just kind
future
of like
planning kind of stuff.
Simon kind of like sits back in his seat and looks over at her like, well, it's not like you. Tuozar's very an in the moment kind of person, so this is kind of alien to her. He says, well, I've just been thinking about if I want this to be the rest of my life, or if I want other things from it, or I don't know.
What?
I've been talking to a few people, and they seem to think that relationships and being together with someone else, someone to share your life with, is a good way to go, and I'm starting to think that maybe they're right.
Lazara's like, okay, can't have this conversation drunk, and waves, can't have this conversation sober, and then she waves over the waitress and says, y'all sell rum here?
She just kind of comes waddling over, and you ask her if they sell rum. She's like, yeah, sure thing, dear. She walks back around the counter and picks up a bottle, and you hear her boom, uncork.
At that time of the day?
She brings it over with a handful of glasses and sits it there in front of you.
At that time
But,
of the day, really?
Yeah, it's like 9 a.m.
She doesn't even question it.
Yeah,
Morning
I know.
rum is the best rum.
Oh my god.
And she
But,
immediately starts pouring.
Okay. Anyway. Oh gosh, what was I gonna say?
Relationships and stuff.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I was gonna just be like, is there someone that you're seeing right now in particular?
Well, there's someone that I've been talking to. And
Do we all know who she's talking about? Like, are we all like
Fucking-
just looking around like?
100%. Yes. I've been, visiting occasionally and talking to and purchasing things from, just to. Sometimes I don't necessarily need the things I purchase, but I go in there to buy them.
Oh my god, that's so adorable. Well, do they seem like they like you back, or like what's the deal between you two?
I don't know. I'm not really good at reading people on that, especially when I'm sober. I'm not. Yeah, especially when they're sober as well. I don't know how people think.
And we all
When people
know
are
what
drunk,
this
they
is.
when they kind of lay it all out on the table and things get really honest. But when people are sober, they're kind of guarded, and it's a bit hard to tell. I have a hard time reading folks sometimes.
Then drink.
As you slide a glass over to her.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, no, she starts pouring the rum into the glass. Simon just kind of like widens his eyes a little bit and takes a deep breath and then continues drinking his coffee.
Like, well, this is happening. Oh, what is Eris saying to all of this? Because, like, relationships.
Eris is kind of like quiet but smiling and has a bit of a twinkle in her
I
eye.
sighed. I kind of give her that look, like, like I know who it is.
I'm pretty sure, like, everyone that's met him
Everyone
all
knows.
know.
But
Yeah,
Eris,
Eris
Yeah.
kind of whispers across to Faye, like, "We'll talk later."
Actually,
I give her
Lazaro
the
doesn't
finger.
probably does.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I was just gonna say. I'm pretty sure Lazaro wouldn't know either. I mean, she wasn't there.
Zara has no fucking idea.
Oh,
Why.
that's right.
That is true.
I was just gonna say I finger gun Eris.
She gives you a little finger gun back, but kind of under the table. Like, nobody sees the finger gun. This is our secret. It's anybody. But yeah, so she says, yeah, I mean, I guess he's fun to talk to and hang around with, and he's a nice person.
So would you say that, like, you're very interested in this person, or are you just seeing him as a friend right at the moment?
I mean, I guess I'm kind of interested. I don't know if they are in me, but I don't know. He's nice.
Seduce him. You'll find out.
Oh my god.
I mean, that has happened once already, but it's kind of awkward now.
Everyone-
So,
But
I'm trying to make it not awkward, but I'm not great at it.
what have you done so far? Like,
Well,
are you just going in and talking with him, or?
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, I go in to buy things, just to go and see him and speak with him, but I the conversation goes, and then you make a joke, and then no one laughs, and then you just kind of have to leave.
Oh no.
I feel so bad.
I keep thinking of, like, things that, throw comedy in there, make it funny, talk about things that we have in common, but the only thing we really have in common is that night, as far as I know, and so I joke about that, and then it gets really tired and awkward.
Oh no.
And she kind of just takes a big drink of her rum.
Oh god. Tuozar, please don't.
Lazaro says maybe it was just meant to be a one-time thing.
And she kind of taps away at her glass, and she's like, I thought so too, but I don't know. I keep thinking about it, and I kind of want it to not be.
Maybe, what if, like, we all, like, we want to, like, go out and, like, kind of, like, go out drinking and everything tonight. Maybe you shouldn't drink so much, Tuozar, though, but maybe we can invite him out, and maybe you guys can actually get to know each other, because it's one thing walking into a store and having a casual conversation opposed to just sitting down and actually, getting to know each other. Maybe that's all you need. And if it doesn't work, then maybe it just isn't meant to be the right one, but we don't know until we try.
She's kind of tapping her lip with her index finger, and she goes, "Oh, a conversation outside of the work environment. That might help. It might be better. Less distraction and stuff. I like it. Could you set up a date?"
I mean, we can certainly try. I'm probably gonna need help because I'm not very good at convincing people.
Eris's smile grows wider.
She's got this.
Yeah, Cupid is her favorite pastime.
No,
But,
we're just
yeah.
gonna watch from the sidelines with sunglasses.
Oh my
like,
God.
face masks.
Yeah, we got like fake mustaches, trench coats.
A big fake mustache is part of the disguise kit in my world. So
Oh my god, amazing! I love this.
Nice.
100%. A big hat and like those square glasses and a big mustache. Like it's all part of the gig.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Well, we
Today-
can certainly.
Today I learned things that Lazara just has sitting in her bag.
Mhm.
Oh my god, yes.
Excellent.
But yeah, I just kind of just kind of smile and say, we can certainly try getting that set up. You just get everything else set up, and we'll try to get the rest done.
She smiles and she's like, "Oh, good. Hopefully it goes well." And then
Yeah, well,
she kind of, you can see her like think for a couple of moments, and then she takes another big drink of her rum.
Just contemplating the
Please stay
situation.
sober for
Yeah.
this.
She just kind of, it just clicks what she's just agreed to, and now she's just like, "Oh Jesus."
Don't. Can I just like slowly lower the bottle from her hand? Like, you need to stay sober for this, though.
Yeah, you kind of like, she's drinking from her glass, and you like reach over and like carefully pull the bottle away from her back toward Lazara.
Lazara is like, Faye, she needs that.
No, she doesn't.
Later.
Here, just take it back.
You
Eris
have
kind
to
of
agree
like,
that she
as-
needs to be sober for this.
as Lazara kind of like reaches out to fight against it, like, no, she needs this, and Eris kind of like reaches out and like pats Lazara's hand, like, no, it's okay. She's had enough this early.
After that, Lazara's just like, all right, and starts drinking more.
I mean, you have the bottle of May as well.
She
Yeah,
already like
so-
drunk already.
She's the
No, she's fine.
alcoholic.
Tuozar's like a big, tough woman. Like,
Oh no, I meant
Like a-
Lazara because she's been
oh,
drinking
Lazara?
heavily now.
I don't know. Roll a Constitution check.
Oh god.
Or a saving throw, rather. Constitution saving throw.
I'm so worried.
She's
Oh, she's
fine.
Okay. You've had like, after like the big bread roll that you just consumed, it's doing a bit of absorption. Yeah,
Lazara's a professional alcoholic. She knows what she's doing.
yeah, it's exactly what she's doing.
The bread is like acting as a sponge in your body.
Yeah, that's how it
Exactly.
works, honey.
And Tuozar as well is kind of like, she's totally fine. Like, she can just slam a couple of these glasses of rum back, and
Oh
like
goodness.
because she's like big and built, and like just there's a lot to her. And she also had like one or two of these bread rolls stuffed with meat. Like, she's totally fine.
Big meaty buns.
Oh my god.
So, what would everyone like to do now that breakfast is concluding? It's still kind
Well-
of late morning.
Why don't we go for a walk casually by the maybe we're doing this?
I'm sorry, can you repeat a part of that? Because your voice
Yeah, it
was
was
cutting at some
cutting.
parts.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I heard
Yeah, I
walk,
was just
but
saying,
that's all I
like,
heard.
maybe we can just casually go for a walk and like drop by the herbalist since we're doing this.
Eris is gonna most likely be doing the work because trying to get Faye to
Yeah.
convince someone like that is Whew.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Alright. So you guys excuse yourself from the table and walk through town toward the herbalist, or is that where you wanted to go?
I guess we're just casually walking. Like, we're gonna go for a little walk, and then
stroll. Yeah.
God of Delphi.
Gunther might actually just split off from the group and go to the central area of town and just hit a loot there for a bit.
oh
Okay.
boy.
Alright.
And then we
So
come back and
everyone's-
there's like an angry mob chasing him out of town.
You
Oh
guys
no, it's
leave
gonna be
the
even worse once
store.
you realize what Lazar's about to do.
Yeah, you guys leave the store and come face to face with Gunther. He's all torn up, his clothes are all raggedy. There's pitchforks in the distance. He's like, "We have to leave."
Gunther
Pack your
ruins
bags, everyone. We gotta
everything.
go.
But yeah, so you guys head that way. Gunther, you head toward the center of town, and I'll get a performance check from you
Heck yeah.
as everyone else heads toward the herbalist on the way.
And while they're heading that way, Lazara is just gonna give a thumbs up to Eris, and then slink off towards the castle.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Eris gives you a little thumbs up and a wink as well. So you sneak off toward the castle, and you see Gunther getting set up in the town square, pulls out his lute, sits upon the edge of the fountain and starts to play. But with the cold air coming through, your fingers are really cold and frozen and numb, and it's really you play through decent songs. You don't play them fantastically, but you play them.
I
Oh my
tried.
God.
Yeah, people come by and sort of gather around and enjoy for a couple of moments before you kind of miss strum and hit the wrong chord, and they kind of go ooh.
You look at me
Yeah. It's oh, he's learning.
trying.
But yeah, so you do this for a while, and as you're doing that, let's do Lazira first. Lazira, you head into the castle, into the palace. You walk inside, and have you been here before?
We've all been here before.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
all been
Has
here
Lazara-
before.
Yeah.
Has
Yeah,
it-
yeah,
I'm pretty
we've
sure.
all stayed the night here.
Yeah, there's
right.
just that one time she wasn't there for the dinner.
Yes. Okay. Lazira, you walk in and you're met by these two guards that are standing there. They give you a smile. One of them you recognize from the Team Bravo sort of caravan, and they give you a little bit of a smile and open the doors for you to walk through into the main hall.
I give him a wink as I go through.
Alrighty.
Oh my God.
They're still a little confused by you, so one of them, the one from Bravo, kind of has a little bit of a blush because he's not entirely certain if you're actually flirting or if you're just fucking with him.
Chases his
Fool me
ladder.
once, shame on you.
Yeah. So you head into the main hall, and in here you can see there's a large rug that takes up most of the main hall, where previously there was not for you, but for everyone else, there was the table for the feast. They just kind of moved the table out of the way and put the rug down, and leads toward, across from you, there's the king sitting upon his throne. You can see the throne is made of a variety of different things. It appears to be something made up by the Ararok Hunters Co. as a gift. And it's a whole bunch of different antlers matching into form a and hides and pelts and stuff matching into form this big beautiful throne made with branches carved from the local trees. He's sitting upon there. Clovis is standing beside him, and Griselda, the little gnomish woman is there as well, and she's speaking to the king, and Clovis is just kind of standing by.
This is either going to be a great idea or a horrible idea, but this
Fantastic. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
Lysaira approaches Clovis and says, "Clovis, I need to talk to you. It's really urgent."
He sees you. He's like, "Oh, hi! It's good to see you. It's urgent. It's like, is it bad or?"
It's really important.
Oh dear. And he looks toward like the king and the gnomish woman that are still kind of talking. He kind of walks off to the side with you, and he says, "What is it? Like, is the lich coming back? It's dead for sure, right?"
Oh no, this has nothing to do with the lich. It actually has to do with Diana.
Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. You can see like he immediately was like relieved. He's like, "Oh, thank goodness!" And it's Diana, and then he's back to being tense again. And he's like, what is it? How is she? Is she good?
Oh yeah, she's great.
Oh, good.
Lysaira puts her arm around his shoulder and says, "Don't worry about Diana. I'm gonna get you two together."
His face is fucking beet red. And he's kind of twiddling he was doing with his thumbs, like his hands together, like that's all like he's frozen in place, just kind of like wide-eyed looking at you. You can see a bead of sweat go down the side of his face. And you look over and you can see like the gnomish woman and the king are both like, they've stopped their conversation. They're just kind of looking over at you guys because you've got like an arm around him and like he's red in the face and he's sweating and like you're just kind of like, ha ha. And they're just like, what? But yeah, he's like, what do you mean?
Okay, so do I feel like they could hear me from where we are?
Oh no, they can't hear you guys.
Okay.
They're just kind of like watching to see like visual cues of what's going on and making up their own story in their heads, probably.
How am I going to handle this? So Lysaira thinks about it for a moment, and then an idea pops into her head.
Oh boy.
A horrible idea. She says, "You know, we were talking about all going out and drinking tonight.
Oh my god.
Why don't you come? And don't worry, we'll set things up for you and Diana."
He kind of continues twiddling his thumbs, and he looks over his shoulder at like the king and the gnome woman, who like immediately as he looks over, they look away toward each other and like pretend like they're still talking. And he looks back to you and he says, That sounds really good. I can't wait to see you guys. What time shall I meet you? Where are we meeting? Should I dress nice?"
And now Lysaira realizes she has no idea when or where this is going to be.
Oh, no.
Even better.
He says, "Should I bring anything? Should I bring a gift? Normally it's customary to bring a gift to like a date like that. Should I bring something for her? What do you think she likes? Do you know what she likes?" And like he just kind of rattles on like this for a little while.
Lysaira just kind of signals for him to stop talking and says, Don't worry. Just be yourself. It'll all work out."
Oh my god. Her confidence though.